What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. You know, we presented by Lions Nation Unite. Man, I'm rocking that Respect the World shirt from over there with Herman Moore and those people. They, bless the brother. But we got to respect the world of the backups, man. They played hard yesterday. They didn't lay down in Denver. We'll get into that. Offense, defense. And, we got the boss up, ball out players and who got balled on for the game. But first, I got to bring in the crew. First up, do you know him? The men want to be him and the women want him. You know who it is, my man, LL Cool Torrance. What's up, my guy?
What's up, Proud Nation, and good morning.
And you know it's who?
Coach Jones. Who is Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep. Welcome back to the show, people. Now it's time to get into the main topic of the day. The Lions didn't lay down in Denver, despite all the other stuff. But, LL is up first because I heard the ladies calling for him. So, LL, what's up, my guy?
Well, yesterday, like you just said, man, that's pretty much exemplary of everything I'm going to say. The Lions didn't lay down. They look good a lot, but as we, as Mike Jones will probably allude to as well, it was the backups. So, I feel like this was probably as good a game as it could have got outside of the turnovers. Everything was rolling fine until, we hit a few more bumps in the road. But, everything is all right in the mind of a fan that's looking for that number one overall draft pick. But, just outside of that, the team had good fight. They showed good fight. Craig Reynolds was out there doing his thing. The boy Netflix, or as the older folks would say, Netflix. The defense looked all right. Aleem McNeil got his first sack. Levi was out there pushing some people around. I will say the defensive line got pushed around a little bit, but, it was what it was, I suppose. But overall, I think the team, I remember me and a friend of mine was talking, shout out to Wayne Robbins. He's a comedian. We talk about this, we used to talk about all the time in the summertime. And that's what he was saying. Like, he want every game for us to be competitive but lose, because he wanted us and the Rams to go 0-16 so we can have the first two picks. He's crazy. He's also a comedian, but it was kind of like in the mode of that. We looked real good and just still managed to lose. And honestly, God bless the dead, RIP to DT, Demaryius Thomas, but it was a lot of things happening to us. We barely had enough players to play. But then it was DT day on their side. So, it was an expected outcome for me.
Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to Baby Hands, because he didn't play he didn't play too bad of a game, man, for being on the road. We was out west, man, and he continued to push the ball down the field and loosen those safeties up. They stayed in that zone. And they only stayed in that zone. Maybe it's because of scheme, but they stayed in that zone, backed off of them receivers, because he kept pushing the ball to Josh Reynolds and to can't think of the other receiver's name, man.
Raymond
pushing,
and
Khalif Raymond. So he was pushing them out routes, man, the mid-level out routes, and it kept the defense honest. It kept the defense honest, and that's more than what we could ask for from Baby Hands. So
yeah,
as Curt would say, man. But overall, it was pretty good, man. It was pretty good, like you said, for the backups.
Yeah, I can't sit here and say that I was disappointed watching those guys yesterday, because I was. I mean, if you look at the first half. I mean, really the whole game, but that first half was one of the best coaching jobs that Dan Campbell has done, getting those guys to compete at a high level. Going into halftime, only 7, the way the game started, I was like, man. But, we had those few turnovers, but they still didn't quit. They didn't fight. Ryan McCullum, he kind of settled down after that first series. It was his first start. he's a young fella. You look at all the young talent on this team, and just the backups to the backups to the backups to the practice squad backups. I mean, you had backup guys to the practice squad backup guys. So I mean, I'm telling you, I said I said I needed a media guy to watch this game just because of the fact that you had so many players that I did not know that was either still on this roster or didn't know them by name, by jersey number, or anything. So shout out to Dan Campbell for just that fight and that will to win. I mean, even Aaron Glenn, I mean, he had a defense playing hard. I mean, even inside of the game, losing 2 key defensive players, they still fought hard. So the Lions ain't got no lay down, man, because, Dan Campbell ain't for that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to have that lay down on his team. But if you like this video, like the content, share the video, comment on the video, and you know what you guys do. Get on this march to 4,000. Click the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You know we're keeping this thing going for my man, Big Jim up there looking down on us. So go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And it's free. Free. How free? It's free 99 and 50 free cent. You can't get no more free than that. So now it's time to get into this offensive, let's get into the Fanta Discussion topic for today, because we got you the comment cards. So how did you think the Lions played versus Denver? So let us know in the comments down below. We picked 6 of them that will go on the next show. So how did you think the Lions played yesterday? And give us a, honest assessment of what you think. And for get more content from us, go over to DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com and get on that LionsOnTheProwlShop.com. Get yourself some Prowl Nation gear. You got the What Up Though shirts. You got the Prowl Nation shirts over there, and it's hoodies over there as well. So go over there to the DetroitLionsOnTheProwlShop.com and DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com. LL, talk to me about the defense, my guy. Excuse me, the offense. I'm sorry. Offense, my guy.
I got offense. Looked like it did. It wasn't honestly, like, to me, I am disappointed in some things, but it wasn't we looked good when we had to, I guess. The run game looked strong at times, the offensive line looked good at times and bad at times. But there was a few backups there as well. Overall, it wasn't just if you're looking at the numbers, I know the outcome says different, but it wasn't really that bad. We had 62 plays, they're 65, 316 total yards, they're 358. So it wasn't, that big of a difference. 5.1 yards per play for us, or 5.5 for them. So, it wasn't that bad of a, complete game, I guess. It was a lot of mistakes made. Shout out to everybody's favorite guy. Well, right now, my favorite quarterback in the entire NFL, Jared Goff, because he's going to lead us to number 1, baby. But, Craig Reynolds, that boy Netflix was out there doing this thing. Jamar Jefferson even got a couple times to get out there. I guess in the eyes of a fan who's looking for, draft position, the hero for the day was Godwin Igwebuike. That boy kept fumbling it up. He just kept giving it up. But I guess it's got to go like that. I mean, Denver. I'll give a lot of respect to Denver's defense, man. Jeffrey Simmons he made that outstanding play. Their secondary is really good. Them young corners is real nice, man. Patrick Surtain was out there doing his thing. Even that D-line was okay. You see my man jumped up and blocked the pass with his face. How many? And that's I wonder. Can I find that right quick? But how many batted balls we had? By our guy, Jared Goff. But overall, I think offensively, we didn't put up enough points. We didn't win the game. But just as far as the players, they didn't give up. They kept fighting, and they looked real strong at times.
Yeah, I think Igwebuike, he lost. I think he lost some reps, man, because you got to get Craig Reynolds on the field, man. You got to get that boy on the field, man. He had 11 rushes for 83 yards. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he had 2 catches for 16 yards. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And he looked just as explosive as he did in the preseason. A lot of people were like, oh, this is preseason, so everybody ball on the preseason. No, he balled on, what did you say Denver's defense was, 10-10? overall.
Yeah,
and
they
running
were the
pass.
they like
So,
number
yeah.
10, like they're flatline
number-
10th in the season
Yeah.
for defense.
So Craig Reynolds still showed that explosion, that vision. And one thing I like to say about Detroit is taking Denver and San Francisco's motto, and we don't care who we put back there. He gonna cut you up. And that's because they have the same type of runner. From Jamal Williams to Jamar Jefferson to Gawani Buke to Craig Reynolds, they're all one-cut downhill runners, and I think that's very beneficial because we didn't had a lot of years with Amir Abdullah. So, so yeah, man, I like that, man.
Yeah, definitely. And Mike, talk to us about that defense, my man.
Yeah, so that defense, man, you know what? It was a big bounce back game for Amani Warrior. He had a pretty good game, man. That just shows you Justin Jefferson is on some other stuff, man. That dude is the real. That dude is the real deal. So shout out to Warrior, man.
Teddy don't throw too much to his wide receivers. It seems.
Nah, he don't. He a dink and dunk. But also I want to say shout out to Josh Woods, man. Josh Woods had.
Who is Josh Woods? I don't even know who that is, man. Who's that guy?
Hey, he had 10 solo tackles and 3 assisted tackles in that game for being a backup linebacker. He only 25 too, man. So that's a good guy that I would keep around for a first and second down linebacker in rotation. 10 tackles and 3 assisted in the game, man, shows he got instincts. He know where the ball is, and he looks bigger than what he is. It says on the thing that he's 236. He looked about 245, 250. So shout out to him, man. And the defense, they got pushed around. I don't like Enrique's stance. I think I was mentioning that.
Boy, he was going full defensive line coach mode in the chat.
Look! I was so mad because when you are a defensive lineman, you got to have a penetrative stance, right? That means you got to have 70% of your weight lean forward. You know what I'm saying? Your arm got to be about 1.5 feet in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be up on your toes. Your strike hand got to be ready. And he was just tentative, like he was expecting to get pushed. Like, so he was just like bracing himself, like, I'm not gonna get pushed around. So he's just pushing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he didn't go. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make a move. He wasn't trying to get there. And that's the thing that I would make an adjustment on. Is don't just be there to be a wall. Be a penetrative wall. This is a penetrative defensive stance that you got to be in, man. So yeah, man. But yeah, I ain't gonna talk all day, man, because I can talk all day on defense, man. But yeah. But shout out to the defense, though, man.
Yeah, I would say this: with the backups, you look at, we didn't have any of our really rotational, edge rushers besides Charles Harris. I'm sorry, but the rest of those guys were backups. I mean, besides Charles Harris on that defensive end, front outside linebacker, edge rusher. So I mean, they did the best they could with what they had. I mean, you had to get an interior sack by Aleem McNeil because the pass rush wasn't going to come from the outside. They just didn't have, the experienced pass rushers to get out there Bridgewater from the edges, so they had to go, in the middle. So, but you look at it, they played what they had. They played okay, I mean, and then, like I said a little bit ago, with Anzalone going down and Jerry Jacobs, man, I think Jerry Jacobs is down for the year. I think that it looked like a sprain. It looked like a torn ACL or something like that. If you look at that hit with Will Harris, his helmet hitting that knee, I was like, that is nasty and ugly. Hey, if you want to hang out with us, and LL and I was over there, periodically, go over to Lions Nation Unite. I'm rocking that shirt, Respect the Roar shirt today. That was, a good game day chat over there. We had some fun talking trash and having a good time over there in that app. So go over and check it out. It's your one-stop shop for Detroit Lions fans, and you can watch your content right there. You can watch our show. You can watch Micro Mike and any other show that you want to watch right there in the app. You don't even got to switch. I can tell you, it's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. So go over and check out Lions Nation Unite. Now it's time for the Boss up, ball out, and balled on players of the game. First, on the offensive side of the ball, I got two guys bossed up and balled out. You know the Sun God did his thing yesterday. Another good catch, 8 catches for 73 yards. And we already said it, Netflix. But he wasn't chilling because he was hitting the whole hard. 11 carries for 83 yards, over 7 yards a carry. You know what I'm saying? Craig Reynolds did his thing. He was not chilling. He was Netflixing hard out there on that field. So, and the defensive side of the ball, Josh Woods. I didn't know his name. I had to look him up. I don't know, like, who the hell is this guy? But he seemed to be flying all around the ball. So that's my bossed up defensive player of the game. Balled on player of the game. He was balling on himself. Guy would be crazy, was just coughing that ball up. He was like he had the flu or something. He was coughing that ball like it was nothing. Hey, sometimes defensive players are defensive players. You know, he switched from safety. Sometimes he you know, you might have to try him back over there or something. I don't know. But, hey, but you know, I would say this about Godwin. They stuck with him, and you know, he didn't hold his head down. He just kept playing out there and kept rolling. On the defensive side of the ball, balled on players of the game. You know what though? I'm at a loss with that one because I think they just kind of tried their hardest. So I think
I got one for you.
Okay, so go ahead, LL. You up for your balled on defensive player of the game.
Will Harris, like, man, he was getting dragged. Like,
Come on, man. You ain't gotta go for his neck like
Javonte,
that.
every Javonte, I tell you what, I'm almost willing to bet. If I don't know if you keep up with the angry runs or any, like when they talk about that kind of stuff, I am willing to bet they will say Will Harris's name. And a lot of them highlights, he was the one doing this, like on his, you know, getting but alone for the ride. So that's why I say that. And you know, I Will Harris around the line of scrimmage has been solid this year, except for yesterday.
But to be honest, though, that Williams dude was dragging everybody. He was dragging everybody.
Yeah. Will Harris was a lot of them somebody's on. So I guess I should give him credit for being there. He was around the ball often. He just was, you know,
man,
a part of a highlight.
I keep trying to say, man, they better start putting that boy back there in coverage, man, and start putting him around the line of scrimmage more because.
He's a solid. I mean, that was his forte when he was in Boston College. He was a downhill type of safety, you know, in the box type of guy. So that's what he was. That's his specialty. Because he's definitely ain't good in coverage. All right, it's Christmas time, and you still can order from Fanatics and get your gifts right before Christmas. So go and check it out. You know, I'm rocking the last year's 2020 Salute to Service cap. So, you know, I wore it out of the Lions, because they were Warriors. They play hard. So they soldiered on yesterday, even though they were so undermanned. But yeah, go over to fanatics.com, links in the description, and a portion of the proceeds, a little bit, go to help us grow the content on this channel. So now it's time for us to do what? Zip our lip and go to the comment cards. First up, we got my man, Mark Riznik. Okay, we know we butcher names here on the show. All right, so
yes, sir.
He said, look at Goff's numbers since Josh Reynolds came to Detroit, with Campbell calling plays completely different from the first 9 games of the season. I say that. Goff is Goff the long-term answer? Maybe not, but he is not as bad as people say he is. I think there was a lot of chemistry issues going on with the Lions with him for the first few games.
Yeah, let them throw more and more and more on that March #1, baby. Friend of the show, Bill, if I'm pronouncing this right, Bill Kowski says, congrats, Jared Goff. Jim must have been involved with some divine intervention, the way Goff played, LOL. This week, I think, will be a slugfest. Lions squeak out a W on the road, 17-14. Rookie kicker hits a bomb to win it. We now have the second pick locked up in true Lions fashion. Well, BK, my friend, you know, very, very astute, research probably went into that prediction. But, you know, we still in that race #1, baby. Let's go. Mm-hmm. #1 draft pick, Jared Goff. Let's get it.
Wow. Okay. Daniel Blackburn says, "Did Goff deserve Player of the Week?" No. Come on, man.
No, he gave no explanation. Another. That's why.
3 touchdowns, man, and come on, man, and oh man, I can't even comment on that. What's up, Curt?
All right, you know who we got? We got the law firm Joseph Murdoch and Associates, man, holding it down. He said, "I'm with you, Curt, about the draft. I'm hoping they go D with the first 3 picks, then get the best running back on the board in the 3rd round, wide receiver in the 4th, and then back to D for the rest of the day. First pick might shock a few folks with a trade down." This draft, I understand what people are saying and who they want. I'm just looking at like, let's think it'd be more advantageous for the Lions to be able to draft to trade down. They've already said that there's not going to be a quarterback that's going to be worthy of that number 1 pick. Ain't nobody going to go up to try to grab the number 1 pick. It's going to be, we're going to be kind of, if we get it, we're going to be stuck with it.
And they're like, right. we straight.
Well, unless somebody, because we don't know what's going to happen between now and all the bowl games and pro days and stuff like that. But I always thought, like something like, let's say if a team trades into the top 3 or whatever it is, or like that year when San Fran and was it Chicago switch picks or whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
like
when they
2 to 3
when they drafted what's my man name?
Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky out of North Carolina.
My question, I used to like this. My theory was like, when they do that, can they make them sign something saying they won't draft the player that I'm going to draft? Because I would, if somebody wanted to trade, number 1, I would, but you can't take this player. You can take, if you want Thibodeau or whoever else, you can't take this. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that.
Right.
But Dag the Gur says Reynolds basically filled the gap when Cephas got injured. I can see that. And a lot of times I talk junk with about Jared Goff. Because like I said, can you really say that you're a fan of the team if you don't hate some of the players or talk junk about some of the players? But it's just fun to talk junk about Jared Goff sometimes. But you really forget that part sometimes. Coming into the season, Terrell Williams wasn't here. Cephas went down kind of early. So it's been a lot of injuries all over the place, but it's specifically to pass catchers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You playing with the backups. The Singles Dad Club. Okay. Hey, at least the Lions got some sort of positive recognition, and he rocking out with it. Yeah, man. That's on last week's game, man. And yeah, they did, man. And I'm glad. And even though the media tried to tear him down, with the celebration, it's like, what do you expect from a coach, a GM, an owner, all getting their first win? Come on, man. But yeah, man, at least they got some positive recognition, man. And so did Jared Goff, man. He kind of got that monkey off his back, like Steve Young did after they beat the Chargers in that Super Bowl. He got that monkey off his back. So yeah,
definitely.
If I could say something real quick, I finally saw the video of the locker room celebration. What the hell was people talking about? It wasn't enough. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot at all. When he picked up the owner Miss Hamp or Miss Forhamp or however it go, that wasn't, man. It wasn't nothing to what everybody was saying. But of course, those are the comment cards. Follow us throughout the show and leave comments, and we'll pick 6 and we'll have them on the next following show. But we're done with that segment, and we're on to everybody's favorite segment, Dessert with our man Curt.
All right, Dessert with man Curt is brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Football special still going on. 4 logos, 4 helmets, and 4 footballs for $35. Go over to Delightful Bites on Facebook, or you can email her at delightfulbites18@gmail.com. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. Shout out goes out to the Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos for the beginning of the game, recognizing Demaryius Thomas. They had 10 on the field and, took a delay of game, and the Lions said they declined it in honor. They lined up with 10 men. They left the X position open, which is what Demaryius Thomas played for so many years at such a high level in Denver. And it was a great tribute to Denver, to the fans, to the team, to Demaryius Thomas, to that city. And it's just a heartbreaking loss of life. so young, 33 years old to die in that dramatic fashion. So, tragic fashion. So, shout out to Denver and shout out to the Lions for agreeing to do that at the beginning of the game to give that tribute to him and not taking that penalty on that 10th man. Pretty much, military does that when we have a flyover. When we have someone dies, we do the missing the man in formation with the Air Force. The Army does. We do where we have a table where it's set up in there where we have either POW or we have for fallen soldiers, and it's basically it's like here's a seat for all the people who didn't come back. So I understand that and tribute. That's a tribute to the NFL and the Denver and Detroit for doing that. Again, it was something special. So that's your dessert with your man Curt. Brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. Let's go over to the Wall of Fame to see on that thing today. All right, we got Detroit Drew. He is a DSA member. He got that new baby over there. The Flintstone Jimbo G. Hey, he's the king of everything because he's the everything king. And then we got Big Q holding it down for our bronze members. We got Nomus J. Gnome. Go over there and check out his Facebook and his YouTube channel. We got John Martin, Scotty the Bear, Shannon Peck, and Gold Lions. For our gold members, we got Mr. Rough and Raw himself, North End Ken, Michael Hutt, Bob Korowski. The tornado is blowing through the building, and the Dr. Detroit, he is always in. And shout out to Turner C. Burley, who's still kind of recovering from, that medical issue he had. But shout out to you, man, and get well soon, my dude. Hey, that is the Wall of Fame. Now it's time for final thoughts. LL, what you got, my guy?
Shout out real quick, if that's who I think it is. Shout out to my guy Q, man. I think that's one of my homies. So, appreciate you. Mm-hmm. But final thoughts, well fought game, man. Tough game to play in with all of the circumstances. But from a fan sitting where I am, couldn't have been a better game. So shout out to them. We just need 5 more of those. Maybe throw on a tie or two. And you know what? I wouldn't mind having another tie just so we could have some kind of a record come out as we could be the first team with 2 ties or something ridiculous, But shout out to shout out to the Denver Broncos. RIP to Demaryius Thomas. I'm a big Peyton Manning fan, DT. I've seen a lot of people just, talking about how, they could talk about him, but, his effect on their fantasy seasons for all those years, he put up big numbers. Him and Peyton was doing good work. So, shout out to that, shout out to love and respect to his family, thoughts and prayers, and, happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah. My final thoughts for the day, man. Somebody need to sign Craig Reynolds. Sign that man. Don't put on the practice squad. He can be a return man with the Igwebike. He can do something, man. Sign that man, please. Please. I want him to originally make the roster over Igwebike. But Igwebike has been a very good player for us. Craig Reynolds is also a good player, man. So somebody, please, man, sign that man. Don't let him sit there on that practice squad like that. Get his family the extra money, man, the extra paper. That boy be running hard. You know what I'm saying? He running hard. He's trying to get away from the police. That boy be running.
Boy, he got that Gus Johnson say, run away from police speed.
I'm telling you, he got that man next to you speed that, okay. Let me,
right.
So shout out to Craig Reynolds, man. Shout out to Josh Woods, man. That's a big step up, man. So shout out to them backup players, man.
All right, hey, my final thoughts for the day is, hey, you know how I go. The grind don't stop. Doesn't matter who's on the field. You got to go out there and play your best and you play your hardest. And I think that's what we saw yesterday from the Detroit Lions. Shout out to Dan Cameron, the coaching staff, Aaron Glenn, and, the likes of having those guys ready to play, because it was almost one of those things where they probably could have asked the league for, say, hey, can we reschedule, because they were so 19% of the Lions active 53-man roster was out due to injuries or COVID yesterday. And that's why we had so many backups in the game yesterday. Hey, but it's Monday, baby. And here's my motivation for you for the week. The most effective way to do it is to do it. So let's get that thing done. Get out there on grind for the whole week and get it done We love you right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and comment and share this video to your friends so we can get this content in front of more Lions fans just like yourself. Now, the grind starts today, so you know what you got to do. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.